What type of documentaries do you like watching?
I like to watch documentaries about like the human condition. I also like Louis Theroux documentaries. I think they're really interesting.
What channels do you watch documentaries on?
Generally, I watch documentaries on Channel 4 and every so often BBC Three.
What was the last documentary you watched?
Bit of a trashy documentary I watched was Don't Tell the Bride, but I also watched, I think it was a Panorama documentary on what makes people evil, or are people evil, serial killers.
If you were to make a documentary, what would you make it about?
I would probably make one, again, about the human condition. Sort of subjects that interest me are things about kind of why we do the things we do, so maybe something like, I don't know, eating disorders, or just generally exploring the human condition.
And finally, what radio stations do you listen to?
I listen to mainly XFM and Capital.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Do you like this documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like documentaries. Depends on what kind it is.
What type of documentaries do you like?
I like UFO documentaries. I like documentaries that expose like undercover research and stuff.
What was the last documentary you watched?
It was actually the UFO one, when
Um,
they discovered that there was actually a UFO. So yeah, that was quite interesting.
I watched the Panorama one on BBC One.
What channels do you usually watch documentaries on?
Discovery Channel.
I watched them on BBC One as well.
If you were to make a documentary, what would it be about?
Technology. I find it so interesting.
If I was to watch it, if I was to make it, I would make it on undercover researchers when they expose stuff.
And finally, what radio stations do you listen to the most?
Capital, LBC, and KISS.
I listen to Capital.
Thank you. Do you like documentaries?
Yes, I do like documentaries.
What type of documentaries do you like?
I like watching documentaries about history, about wars, and also about crime, unsolved murders.
What was the last documentary you watched?
I watched a good documentary the other day on Jack the Ripper, actually. That was interesting.
What channels do you usually watch documentaries on?
The Discovery Channel and Channel 5 actually has some quite good ones on.
If you were to make a documentary, what would it be about?
I'd probably make it about unsolved murders. I'm quite interested in it. I'm quite intrigued by the Jack the Ripper case still, even though it's been going on for hundreds of years. So I think I'd research that.
And finally, what radio stations do you listen to the most?
Personally, I listen to KISS FM, even though I'm amazed to listen to 5 Live because my husband listens to it, which annoys me a little bit. But I think KISS FM.
Thank you. Do you like documentaries?
Not really, but if they're interesting, then I don't mind watching them.
What type of documentaries do you like?
I like informative and educational documentaries.
What's the last documentary you've watched?
I watched The Life of Prophet Muhammad,
What channels do you usually watch documentaries on?
BBC Three.
If you were to make a documentary, what would you make it about?
I would definitely make it about history of mathematics.
And finally, what radio stations do you listen to the most?
Don't really listen to it.
Thank you.